Welcome back. We are here with our amazing guest, Brittnie Bassant from Chamber South. I want to welcome you to our Be Strong show, where we teach healthy relationships. We move individuals and families from brokenness to wholeness, and we are doing that all across Miami-Dade County. And so we are serving youth. We're talking to them about the purpose of love, dating, healthy relationships, avoiding toxic relationships. We're talking to parents about how to raise resilient children, how to raise confident children. We're talking to married couples about how to regain intimacy, increase communication, and of course, on a community-wide level, we are going from community to community, talking to nonprofit organizations and other stakeholders all about how we can encourage people to have healthy relationships and we can work together to move the needle within our communities. And so I'm your host, Michelle Shirley, CEO and Chief Heart Officer for Be Strong International. Welcome. Welcome, Brittnie. It is great to have you with us.
Thank you.
Today.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you for having me. From brokenness to wholeness. I love that. That's amazing. That's incredible work that you guys are doing.
Yes. And thank you as a chamber president for recognizing us, because a lot of times when we are part of a chamber, nonprofits kind of get left out in the mix and people don't recognize us as a legitimate business, but we have to end in black too, right? We have to get dollars so that we can do the things that we need to do for our communities. And so I really, really appreciate you for recognizing us. We won the Business Excellence Awards. We were second place.
For Not-for-Profit of the Year. Yes, absolutely. And I know we're probably going to talk about this a little bit later on in the interview, but I have a not-for-profit background. I came from not-for-profit before I started working for the Chamber, and I've made one of our pillars at Chamber South community, and that not-for-profits are the pulse and the heart of our community. You're the Chief Heart Officer. So I think it's really important that we celebrate those individuals and those organizations that have dedicated their time to championing these causes across our community. It's so important.
Yes. And so that's what I love most about Chamber South. You all are rock stars in what you're doing for communities and business owners and of course nonprofits alike. And I'm really thankful for you. And when I first met you, Brittnie, I must say I looked at you and I was like, oh my God, this girl is absolutely gorgeous, super beautiful, amazing. And I'm so happy to call you a friend. So with that said, I want you to talk a little bit to our viewers about how did you even land at Chamber South?
Yeah, it's a great story. So I always start, I always go all the way back because it's all part of it. So I was born and raised in Trinidad. So my parents are, Trinidadian, Indian Trinidadian. We moved here when I was 14 years old. And being raised that way with Indian parents, you were kind of pushed into certain career fields. So I was pushed into either being a lawyer or a doctor or an engineer. So I went to school here in Miami, and then I moved away to UCF in Orlando, and I went to college, and I went to school for political science pre-law. And I completed my degree in pre-law, and I thought it was great. But I really did know in my heart that I didn't want to be a lawyer. I was only doing it because that was the path that I was expected to follow. So I moved back down to Miami, and I really didn't know what I wanted to do. And again, you're kind of raised with these are the careers you can pursue, and you're not really brought into anything else. And so I fell into the lap of this amazing organization, the Everglades Foundation. And I always plug the Everglades Foundation. They're never going to invite me on a show ever again because I'm just going to talk about the Everglades Foundation. But we actually just had an event this morning. We had the director of Miami-Dade Water and Sewer, actually hosted by community newspapers. And we were talking all things water and sewer. And we're talking about how amazing the drinking water is in Miami-Dade County. And the reason that our drinking water is so amazing is because it comes from the Everglades. Right. Miami, your water comes from the Everglades. Right. It's simple. That's it. So it's really important for us to protect that natural resource. But I worked for the Everglades Foundation for a few years, and it opened my eyes to this whole world of not-for-profit. And I'm an idealist. And so having the ability to work for a mission and a vision and a cause was just mind-blowing to me, and it changed my career path forever. So I worked for the Everglades Foundation for a little while, worked in politics for a local Miami-Dade County commissioner. I would give this political science degree a whirl. Let's see what it does. Right. Worked in politics for Miami-Dade County commissioner for the Board of County Commissioners, did that for a little while, and then went back to not-for-profit at the Deering Estate Foundation. So I've worked a lot with, environmental conservation, historical preservation, and really just in the not-for-profit world, and really getting to know our community here in Miami-Dade.
Yeah.
And I was 28 years old, Michelle. I was very young, and I can admit that, because I have grown up a lot in the past 5 years. But I was 28 years old when Chamber South approached me with the offer of this position, and I interviewed for it. But that's really kind of how I got it. It was through my involvement in the not-for-profit world that got me involved with the community, because you can't be a not-for-profit and not be involved in your community. They go hand in hand.
Absolutely.
You need the support of the community. You need the support of the community to help you provide the resources to then touch other members of the community. So it's completely community-based. And so had I not been in the not-for-profit world, I would not have had those roots already planted in the Miami-Dade community that allowed me to really come into Chamber South, knowing the players, knowing our community, knowing how to serve. And I've been doing that for the past 5 years.
That's amazing. And I love your journey. I feel like those of us who are in the nonprofit field, you give us hope that people recognize what we're doing and they see value in what we're doing. And they may say, hey, here's a great fit for where I think your next level could be in life. And I think that's pretty amazing.
No, it's incredible.
Yeah,
it's really
good. Now, you shared a little secret before we started, which should not be a secret. And that's the fact that the Chamber has been around for 90 years.
Over 90 years.
That's incredible.
Over 90 years. Yeah. It's, oh gosh, I probably should have looked up the number. Well, it's like 92.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with 92. I'm going to go with 92. But yes, Chamber South has been around for a very, very, very long time. We are one of the oldest chambers in Miami-Dade County. And at one point in our history, we were actually one of the largest chambers in Miami-Dade County. And I think, Chamber South has gone through some growing pains. And right now, the organization is in a place where we really truly know who we are. We know who we are, we know what we do, and we know who we serve. And you need to have that awareness as an organization. Because and I always say this, there are not dozens, there's probably about a dozen to 15 different chambers of commerce in Miami-Dade County alone. There's quite a few. There's quite a few chambers of commerce. And then there's a lot of associations and other networking organizations. And so it's hard to really what makes Chamber South different, to stand out in that mix, or to attract the people that you want to help and to serve. And so we've kind of found what that is. And it's really just that Chamber South is a very warm, friendly, inviting, like you have a family feel. We really truly are there to make meaningful connections, and that's what the point of it. And of course it translates into business, and business can mean a multitude of things, from resources for, a back to school fair that you guys recently did, to, of course, just helping grow and increase your business. So making sure that we do those things for the community, that's kind of where we've fallen into who we are.
Yes. And you're a great support to members. I know I've reached out to you on several occasions to say, hey, can you put this out for us? I mean, you are responsive. And I feel like when people join chambers, they can get lost in the mix pretty quickly, especially if they're huge and they're big. And even as a business owner, not everyone is an extrovert and always attending all of these events. And so I think just meeting you as a CEO and the fact that people can touch you and can talk to you and to relate to you, I think it's a big win for Chamber South.
I don't know how much I'm helping out my colleagues. So to my other chamber presidents, I'm so sorry. But, Chamber South, we're smaller. We are a small organization. Yeah. We're a smaller chamber. We're a smaller organization. I have a very small team, but I have a very small but dedicated team. And I honestly, Michelle, I just have control issues. And so I need to be the one that's like talking to everyone, or like, I want to be the person that's the, that connects to my members. I want my cell phone numbers on all my business cards. Like, I want you to be able to reach me, to be able to get a hold of me. And that's something that's another thing that makes Chamber South different. Like, for as long as I'm able at our events, I stand at the registration desk and I greet people as they're walking in. And then when I have to be pulled in other directions, my board of directors, who are amazing, incredible, as a not-for-profit organization, you can't do anything if it weren't for your board of directors. So my board, who's amazing, they take over that role of being those hosts, of being those ambassadors, and making people feel welcome. The last thing I ever want is for someone to feel uncomfortable or overwhelmed or like they're an outsider at one of our events. It's
Yeah.
just not who we are. And so,
Yeah.
and that's easy to happen, especially when it's a larger organization. And I recognize that, but that's
Yeah.
something that we really try to guard against at Chamber South.
Yes, I love it. So I commend you for just your
Thank
amazing work that
you.
you're
Thank you.
doing. So, as a guest on our show, the next thing I want you to do, don't freak out, is Social Yaks. We're going to play a game of Social Yaks. And I think it's important that people get to know who you are. And we really believe in this game so much. We've used it on a community-wide level in a space where we brought leaders together, and to see the dynamics unfold of people getting to know each other and learning why people do what they do and connecting in a way that just really increases empathy. It's pretty incredible. And so Social Yaks is a tool that we made for the community. You can purchase it on our website, bestrongintl.org. But it's an amazing game. And so I'm going to play a little bit with you today. And it's twofold. People, like I said, I think it's amazing when people can connect with you and get to know who you really are and why you do what you do. And I think that speaks volumes to people, and then they can join the Chamber South should they choose. But we're going to play a little bit today, and we're going to start off with Break the Ice. So we have 4 levels of this game, and the first one is called Breaking the Ice, and it's just a little bit of getting to know each other. So I'm going to have you pick your card.
Okay, I'm going to pick the card, and I don't know if anyone can see this, but it has a polar bear on it, and all the cards have animals on it. I'm so excited.
Yes.
I love animals.
Oh, yes, I forgot.
Another plug for Zoo Miami Foundation. But yes, I'm a huge animal lover and I'm a huge animal supporter. So I'm very excited. It's like a little polar bear. It's so cute. Oh, there we go.
Yes. So go ahead and read your card.
Okay, so my card is, what is your go-to guilty pleasure? So I have to answer this now. I don't get to just, oh man, I could ask. And I love games. I love board games and card games, but for whatever reason, I'm like, I don't know if I want to play a game on a live interview. So go to guilty pleasure. That's a tough one because there's so many different variables, and for what it is, I'm a huge like dessert fan.
I was gonna say, if you don't say sweets, then
I know. So I'm a huge dessert fan. I love. Oh my god! I just thought about them the other day because it's been so long since I've had one. But there's this little cookie shop called Cindy Lou. I don't actually really know where it is because one of my members always brings it for me, but so I can never go. I actually ran into Cindy Lou herself.
So quick promotion for Cindy Lou.
I'm just promoting everybody. Everyone's getting a plug on this show.
That's it. This is the season for that.
But she makes the most amazing brownies. Oh my god, they're absolutely incredible. These Cindy Lou brownies are, and she's a cookie shop, but she makes these incredible.
People are looking it up right now.
Please, it's so good. Cindy Lou's cookies. So those brownies are amazing. Everyone, like my board members know, like we one of my board members brought them to a meeting one time, and they were just incredible. So that's like a good thing. I don't even like, can you call it a guilty pleasure? But something that I know you can't call it a guilty pleasure because I'm just saying I cannot start my day if I don't have a cup of coffee. And I don't know if that's a guilt, but like, even when I do, like, we all do these like crazy like diets or challenges or whatever the case may be. And I'm like, don't you dare take that cup of coffee away from me. So I don't know if it would be a guilty pleasure, but I'm a big coffee lover and I'm a big dessert lover. Ice cream, brownies, anything with chocolate, anything with Nutella. Those are, I know, but okay, but don't like, so this is the problem. I love my members. My members are amazing. Our community is amazing. My board's amazing. Our members are amazing. Everyone in this organization and this community is amazing. And then they bring me all this stuff to my office, Michelle. They're like,
so I'm going to start visiting your office because
to take some of the stuff from me. Please. I think last Friday we had all manners of donuts and pastelitos and all of these things.
I'm going to put my address for your board members so that they can drop them off to our office. Okay.
Drop them off. And
9730.
And we're no, literally, and we're sitting there. My staff and I, my team and I, were sitting there. We're like, we're never going to be skinny because you just keep bringing us all manners of guilty pleasures.
If board members are listening, our address is 9730 East Hibiscus Street, Suite B. Okay, yeah.
Right, please, somebody send donuts to Be Strong. We'll make sure. We'll make sure that you get that.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So now, do I ask you this one or no?
So I get to pull this.
Okay, good.
Leave it up. What's an adventure or activity you would never do? Adventure or activity I would never do. I gotta think. Something like maybe bungee jumping.
I was gonna
I
say
just like,
skydiving.
yeah, no, it's a no go.
Really? Do you have a
Yeah,
fear of
it's
heights?
it's it's just freaky. Like, what if the thing breaks? Like, I remember I used to love watching Fresh Prince of Bel Air. It's a really old show. And I
It's not
remember
that
when
old.
Hillary was getting engaged. I don't know if anybody remembers this, but Hillary was getting engaged to this guy, and the guy is gonna do the proposal, and he jumps off the cliff, bungee jump to do the proposal, and he's like, "Hillary, will you marry me?" Boom, like that was it. And we were like, "What?"
Did he?
And the episode was like, yeah, yeah, he died. It was
That's
funny.
traumatizing.
It was funny, but not
Oh
funny
my
because
God,
it
I'm
was
getting
it's a
goosebumps.
show. But I think from watching that, I was traumatized. Like, I
Okay,
will never bungee jump. So yeah, Fresh
fair.
Prince of Bel Air did it
You
for
know
me.
what I will say about that though? The activity or adventure you'll never do. I went through a period in my life, Michelle, where it was before I started at Chamber South, where I really embraced that mantra and that philosophy of life begins at the end of your comfort zone. And I started doing this thing where it was like, when was the last time that you did something for the first time?
Mm.
So it got to the point that I did not say no to anything.
Wow.
And I had some of the best experiences.
Wow.
So that's that. And now I don't think, I think I've like, I think I just went through a phase. I don't know if that would happen again.
Yeah, right.
But it was a really great
Yeah.
time in my life. And I think it really, I got great memories and I learned a lot from it. So I mean, really, truly, life does begin at the end of your comfort zone.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah,
sometimes something
that's
that you
really
didn't
great.
think that you would do, you do it and you push yourself and
Yeah,
you
that's great.
grow. It's incredible.
That's
But
an
yeah,
amazing.
no, but
Someone needs to tweet that. Yeah, life
that
begins at the end of your
traumatizing
yeah, but that show,
bungee
yeah,
jumping. Oh my God,
yeah,
no,
it was
I couldn't do the
it was
jumping
a
out of a
fresh.
plane either.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he was making a proposal. Anyway, I don't even want to go there. It was crazy.
Poor
Anyway,
Hillary.
yeah, Hillary. Yeah.
All right, next one.
All right.
This animal's a yak. I put it on my
Yes,
face.
so they're
Okay.
social animals, so that's why we're getting social. So we're
Social
going
yak.
a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is get social. And so what is your greatest aspiration in life? Oh, there's the yak. Okay, good. What's your greatest aspiration in life? God, it's gonna sound so corny. But I always think about making a difference and impacting change, and legacy is a big thing for me. And
I
a
love
lot of
that. I
people,
love that word.
I
Legacy.
know, legacy. And a lot of people that know me know that, I'm at a point in my life and my career is my biggest focus. And it's what I really devote all of my time and energy to. So I don't foresee kids in my future just because so much of my life is just focused on my career. And a lot of people that know me know this. And so I have to challenge myself to go beyond that. Like and I'm not saying this not to disparage anything about children, but like you have a kid and you like kind of pass on your legacy to them. But for me, I can't do that. So I need to really work extra hard to make a difference and to impact change and to
So beautiful.
feel like I left something behind
Yeah.
in this world. And so that's my greatest aspiration, is just to impact change. And that can be on so many different levels. And I'm so fortunate that I have the ability to do that now with Chamber South and with helping our community and helping not just our businesses, but our not-for-profits and just our community at large. So I have that opportunity now with Chamber South. And then Chamber South, being the president and CEO of this organization, empowers me to be involved with other groups. So I'm very much involved with the Zumami Foundation. I'm on their board of directors. And so I can work there and apply my skills there to also make a difference. And I get to champion the causes that I love, like I've mentioned multiple times during this interview.
Yeah.
So and I know it sounds a little, but I'm telling you, my not-for-profit background, like it comes out, like it shows.
It's good. You can tell though, those who come from the non-for-profit background, it's just a nurturing and a real deep passion to help others.
Yeah.
And it's something that I think is incredible.
And that passion is important. You have to have that passion because it's a tough field. It is a very tough field, and you don't necessarily.
I don't think people recognize or realize how tough it really is.
It's tough,
to run a nonprofit.
And I commend, because you work in a very social, like on a social cause basis, and I commend people that do that, because when I spend time, whether it's volunteering or just learning about the mission and the cause of what an organization like yours or other organizations do, it's hard. It's hard. It's heavy. Because you have to carry that with you. And so
it's heavy.
Yeah.
And you carry that, when you hear stories, like I got a call from a teacher who says, like, if we could just get support to help kids get shoes, because the school where this person is at, when the kids take off their shoes to go onto the playground, they have socks with holes in it, or they don't have socks at all. Like they are missing the very basic things. And so your heart bleeds and it hurts. And you're like, okay, what donor can I find that will help support this? And you feel you want to shrink inside because maybe you have to call the same donor again, or maybe you have to go and spend resources to solicit people to come, and to kind of bridge that gap. It can be difficult knowing that people have real immediate needs right now that you as a human being don't have the capability to fill yourself.
Yeah.
And so it's tough to do it, but we just gather around, we do what we got to do to make it work. And so to all, this is a moment where I just want to all the nonprofit leaders out there who are doing amazing things. You are not forgotten. You are not alone. Definitely reach out to us in any way that we can support or help. We'll be glad to do so.
Absolutely. And
Because,
thank you.
it's
I mean, like,
important.
yeah, I'm sitting here and I'm like, oh my God.
I know. I'm looking at you and I'm like, I'm not going to do
back
it.
tears
I'm
over
not going
here.
to do it. I'm going to be strong.
No, it's hard. It really is. It really is.
tough.
And so, and I
It's
mean,
tough.
like, and I champion causes like environmental conservation because
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
the burden of like some of the social causes is so difficult. But yes, it's true.
Mhm.
But it gives me such hope for
It does.
our world that we have people like
We
you
do have-
that are here to champion those causes.
Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
that's the most important thing. So there's always going to be that positive side to
Yes,
it, I promise you.
yes. This is so nice.
Oh
This
my
is
God.
great.
Okay. My God. Here we go.
Okay.
We're going to take your card.
All right. Oh, what's the most meaningful relationship you have? I would say one of them is just my relationship with my husband. He's been an amazing. Hi, babe. Hopefully you're gonna see this.
I mean, for a minute, I thought he walked in.
Oh,
I was like,
I'm just looking at the camera like, hey, I love you, just so you know. And I'm giving you a plug right now. But no, my husband, he's absolutely amazing. And when I came to Be Strong, we literally were when I actually took over as CEO, we were literally like rock bottom. I was paying for the copy machine out of my pocket, just trying to keep things afloat. I really believed in the cause and I felt like, okay, God, you put me here, like I'm gonna figure this out. But it was really tough. And having to go to him to say, hey, could I get some money to support this right now? Because I really need to get this off the ground. And him saying yes every time. And that I could go to him and I could cry about it and it wouldn't be like, oh, that didn't make any sense that you did that, or just really supportive. I think every leader needs someone in their corner because there are secret battles that you struggle with, insecurities that you might have, just things that in your own thought life, you're just up against yourself and you're just trying to figure out like, what do I do and who do I reach out to? And he was there. So I would just say that that's a really meaningful relationship for me. And over the years, he's been amazing. He's been a volunteer. He's done everything. I drag him to everything.
Yeah.
So he's a supporter.
Two things on that. Like when you said, like as a leader, having that support system, it's very, very lonely at the top, and being able to have that is huge. So, big shout out to your husband for being that support for you. That's incredible. Quick plug for Be Strong because they do a program called Marriage Matters.
Yes.
And it helps create those strong relationships and to have that, to be able to have that kind of connection with your spouse.
Yes.
And to be able to have a strong, healthy marriage. Be Strong will help you with that. Marriage Matters.
Yes, I love it. And you know what's so funny? I actually brought him to the program and I said, you're going to be a part of this with me. And we went through it together. And I was talking about this with one of our team members, Oscar, who's part of Marriage Matters team. And I serenaded my husband at the graduation event. I did. I sang to him. And
You're
he
gonna make me
was
cry
just
on
like,
all different levels.
You are crazy. And I was like, crazy about you. You know what I mean? But we had gone through so much, to be honest with you. In 2020, I lost my baby. I delivered her. I don't even want to start. This is too much for our show today. So yeah, I delivered her stillborn at 9 months.
Michelle.
And you talk about being broken. I've lived it. And for my husband to be there in that room and not leave. And, they brought the baby to him. And I've never shared this publicly before, but he let out almost like a wail from the pit of his stomach that I had never heard. Um, but it showed me that even though I had carried her and I had pushed her out, he was in just as much deep pain as I was through that cry, through that release. Um, and we're so much stronger, so much better because of it. So yeah.
My God. Okay. I like want to get up and give you a hug.
Sorry.
I'm terrified that I'm
It's
gonna
too
like
much.
trip
This is
over
too
all
much
of
on
the
the
wires.
show.
Oh my God, Michelle.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway,
Whew, okay.
I'm like, how are we going here with Social Yaks? This is a great thing.
Social Yaks is a great game. Play it at Thanksgiving.
I know.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh, this is a lot. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
We're
going deeper. We're going deeper.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
we're gonna dig deeper. No. This is mine. I think
Yeah.
this one's mine. Oh. What would the title of your autobiography be? Oh, this one's what is this? What is this?
Dig deeper.
No,
Yeah.
what's the animal?
Oh, it's a gopher.
It's a gopher.
Yeah.
You don't have those in Florida. I can recognize it. What would the title of your autobiography be of your life? Can we get Michelle a tissue? I know. Want to reach out and like grab her.
I'll be okay.
What would the title of your autobiography of your life be? I've said this like 3 times, so they don't know what the title would be. I would say at this point in my life, it's just like it's still in progress or to be continued, like work in progress. There's a lot. There's a lot. I'm very, very, very fortunate that I was given such great opportunities at such a young age. And so I'm still writing over here. There's a lot that's still left to be written.
And that's, I think that's everybody. A lot of people are in this, especially with the pandemic. People have seen themselves in a different way. People are seeking new opportunities. I think everyone really had to force themselves. You had to grow or you died.
Yeah. You did. We had to adapt. We had to evolve. We had to really, we had to change. Everyone had to change. And so there's a lot that's just still changing, still happening. I've been with Chamber South for 5 years, but I still feel like I'm at the beginning of my career and that I have a lot left to do. I mean, I have to, right? I just talked about all this stuff about legacy. Oh my God, now I gotta actually do it.
I gotta do it.
So yeah, I would say like still working on it. We'll still come back later. Come back later.
Bring her back in like a year.
That would be the title of my autobiography. Just come back later.
And we're down to like our last few minutes. So I'm going to wrap this up. What do you look for in a partner friend? I'm looking for oftentimes, and that's just in anything, whether it's business relationships, just allowing me to be me. I need that freedom to be who I am. I don't want to be put into anybody's box anymore. I think when you hit a certain level of life or when you go through enough traumatic experiences, you realize like, that's it. I just want to be me and I want to be free to do the things that I want to do. And if I don't like it.
Yeah. And it's interesting to just to be you and not be who people expect you to be.
Yeah.
And as a leader of a not-for-profit, as a female CEO, I think there's a lot of expectations that are placed on your shoulders of what people expect you to be. So I think that's really courageous to just say, no, I just want to be myself. I want to be who I am, not who you want me to be or who you think I should be.
Yeah. So it's cool. So we're going to wrap it up, but I want you to speak a little bit. I know. Yeah. The last card was use wisdom, but I want to make sure that people learn more about the chamber, how they can join. If there's any upcoming events that they should know about right now, please tell them because this is going to be, this is live.
Absolutely. Okay. So we got about 1:30. Okay. Whew, I can talk really fast. Chamber South, we are a local chamber of commerce. We serve the communities of South Miami Pinecrest, Palmetto Bay, Cutler Bay, and Kendall. So we're a very large chamber in terms of geographic size. But as Michelle and I have talked about a lot today, we're actually a smaller chamber in terms of membership and the feel of the organization. You're not going to feel overwhelmed. You're not going to feel out of place or that you don't belong because we're a very friendly, warm, inviting organization. I always like to say the word intimate and people get the wrong idea, but we're a very intimate organization. So Chamber South, we're your chamber of commerce. We are here to promote business to business, of course, give you avenues and opportunities for business to government, and of course, business to community, supporting all of our amazing not-for-profits and local community champions right here in Miami-Dade. And so for all things Chamber South, you can follow us on all of our social media platforms at Chamber South. We've got LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, you name it, we've got it. Our website is chambersouth.com. And if you go on there, there'll be a calendar of events that you can click on that shows you all of our upcoming events. We've got great stuff going on. And if you have any questions about Chamber South, just reach out to me directly. All of my contact information is on the website and you can get a hold of me directly.
Awesome. Well, we're going to close out with this. Listen, it's never too late to start over again. You are the one that can change your surroundings. You can change your relationships. All you need is tools and resources. Be Strong can help you through that. Follow us on Be Strong, INTL, all of our platforms, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all of them are there. And so we want to be a resource to you. Reach out anytime you can. 305 969 7829. Hope to see you again soon.